All right, recording.
We're on?
We're on.
All right, Three
We're
Hacks in a
inside.
Movie podcast.
We're inside, man.
Inside, man.
All right,
Which is the name of the movie today.
Yeah.
actually.
Welcome, everyone. This is Three Hacks in a Movie. I'm Emilio.
And you're Emilio.
Okay, thanks, Bentley. All right, fuck you guys.
He's Emilio, he's Bentley, and I'm RJ.
There
Yeah,
we go,
that's
finally.
it.
Okay.
That's the ticket.
All right, guys. So today's pick was my pick, actually, and I went with the Spike Lee joint.
Your favorite
on his
director.
Inside Man. Yep, my least favorite director of all time. Spike Lee. No, just kidding. I've only seen like two things he's done, and this is easily the best thing he's done out of those two things.
Yeah, this is the only thing I've ever seen him do. And I always get him confused with Spike Jones.
Yeah, I know.
There was a long time where I thought the same guy who did...
Yeah, like how many directors are first name Spike?
I know, exactly. There's the same guy doing the Weezer music videos and everything.
Yeah. I'm looking at his filmography real quick. Yeah, never seen Malcolm X. He Got Game. Oh, that sounds familiar. I might have seen that when I was a kid, honestly.
Most known for Do the Right Thing, I think.
Yeah, that was kind of his claim to fame. Kind of, or yeah, maybe like that.
Yeah,
She's
that's
gotta,
on the FI 100 list.
Yeah, she's gotta have it. He did the Old Boy remake, which was terrible, apparently. But also, yeah, you weren't beating the original, so I don't even know why he wanted to try to remake that one.
Americanify it, I guess.
Brooklyn, yeah. I mean, I know Malcolm X, but I've never actually seen it before.
I've wanted to watch Summer of Sam.
I don't know that one.
All about the Summer of Sam killer from the 70s in New York.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like typically he's known for making I'm going to use a white person word here, but like urban type of movies. Yeah, urban type of movies.
Urban.
You know,
I love when white people say that.
Yeah,
like,
that's a
like,
white,
how do I say this
white
without
person,
saying it? You know, and they're like, it's a very urban
white person word of the day. And but this one is really just
It's really not
New York
Yeah.
kind of vibe.
Besides it being set in New York, there's nothing Spike Lee about it. There's no like social commentary. It's not like some kind of like historical thing. It's nothing. It's just like I don't know. It's a kind of it's kind of like not really like a thriller, but it's suspense, it's drama, like there's action, kind of. But it's a fucking bank robbery essentially.
Right.
It's a very intricate bank robbery. And I gotta say, yeah, because I saw this movie once. You guys never seen this, right?
No.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. You know what? I'm sure it did well, but I really don't know a lot of people who've seen this movie. I usually tend to bring this up, and when people talk about Denzel movies, Inside Man is usually not in that conversation. But I mean, the man has so many hits, so I don't really blame them, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know, man. This is. I really like this movie. I thought it was kind of a different take on a bank heist because it's definitely not your typical bank heist movie for sure. And then I remember this is the first time I saw. God, I'm gonna fuck up his name so badly. Chiwetel Ejiofor. I don't know how to pronounce his fucking name, but I know him from 12 Years a Slave. Like I remember he was in that. I
He's
think
the
he
main
was also,
character in it.
He was like his partner. Yeah, like Denzel's partner. Yeah. But yeah, sorry. He is the main character in 12 Years a Slave. He was also in I mean, he comes out in the MCU eventually. He's in fucking some shit, but fuck. Okay. Oh, Children of Men, I think is like one of his like more like popular performances, which I've heard great things about, and I actually do really want to watch that movie too. But yeah, this is the first time I've seen him.
You've never seen Children of Men?
Nah, I've never seen Children.
Wowie zowie.
Yeah, I've heard great things though. But isn't Clive Owen also like the main character in that?
I think so.
Yeah, so that's kind of so I guess they kind of came back together for that one. Because I could have sworn I've seen him like in clips in it.
I've never even heard of this.
Of what? Children of Men?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It's like set in the future where like women can't have children or something like that.
Yeah, everybody stops having kids or whatever, and
Yeah,
like it's
but I
a
think it's like
post-apocalyptic world, and then this one lady just ends up like, oh, I'm pregnant, and so they have to like take care of her, and
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know the full story, but I know that's like the premise. It's like basically the world becomes sterile. Like no one has kids for some reason.
Set in
one-
2027, apparently.
Yeah.
That's 3 years from
And they guessed the 2016 Olympics was going to be in London, I think it was. Whatever the London Olympics was, they like guessed the same year, which is kind of creepy.
Oh, the London was 2012.
Yeah,
2012. Yeah, 2012
okay,
then.
gotcha. Yeah.
Whatever that one is.
But at that in 2006, when this movie was
Right,
made,
they're probably petitioning to
they
do
already
it.
knew that it was going to be in
Yeah.
London
Yeah,
at
that's
that
true.
point.
Or they're auctioning to do it or whatever
Unless
the
it goes
process
back all the way
is.
to like when the book came out, because apparently it's based on a book from 1992. So, yeah, man, that's crazy. So this dude thought like what 35 years from when he wrote that book that society is gonna just stop having kids. I guess for some reason. He saw like one stat that like there's people are having less kids, and then he's like, "Oh my god, no one's gonna be having children in 30 years." I can see it. But no, man, Inside Man, yeah, it's a really cool. It's an awesome heist movie, man. You obviously like the main perspective you see is from the detectives played by Denzel and Chiwetel, something like that. And as much as I love Denzel as an actor, he's literally just Denzel in this movie again as a cop. Like, I think he's a great actor, but the man hasn't really shown range in his in his movies, in his filmography. So it's really just Denzel at his Denzeliest almost, but he's a New York detective slash hostage negotiator, I guess is his.
Yeah, he's a hostage negotiator. That's his
like
role,
specialty
his
or
title,
whatever.
I
Yeah.
guess.
So yeah, so it's like if you've seen a Denzel movie, you've ever seen Denzel act, you've seen his performance in this. Essentially, it's nothing insane, obviously. But you know, we also got Clive Owen, which I fucking loved him in this movie. I thought he was such a just like a smooth criminal, essentially. Dude always kept this not always kept this cool, but he really never let him like whatever. He never let anyone get to him. And his plan, I mean, as it unfolds, you realize like, damn, dude, that's actually pretty fucking, I don't know, clever, genius, whatever you want to call it. And then Jodie Foster, who's apparently the third main character, she's, I don't know. I mean, I guess we're not supposed to exactly know what she is in this world, but she's basically like a fixer. Like if someone has a problem, she does the impossible of finding out how to get out of it, essentially, or make sure that your secrets is safe and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't really tell what her job was, like some sort of criminal consultant, criminal whisperer.
That's the best. Criminal whisperer. I think that's a hilarious title to give her, and I like it. We should go with that. But criminal consultant is exactly, I think, the best way to put it.
Criminal negotiator.
She just knows the ins and outs of the underworld, essentially, and not just the underworld, the fucking billionaire underworld, like the billionaires who have real dark secrets to hide and shit.
Because as soon as the owner of the bank finds out he's getting robbed, she's like the first person he calls, and he's like, "Hey, so I've heard you have like this particular set of skills."
Yeah, dude.
Very like
Wait, what came out first?
anonymous about it.
What came out first? This or Taken?
This is, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Taken stole that line from this fucking
Damn, bro.
movie, apparently. But yeah, she really is like the first person he calls because he just gets super paranoid about, you know, what they're there to rob, I guess. And, you know, if there's a small chance that his safety deposit box is going to get taken, he wants to make sure that, you know, that's the one thing that doesn't get taken, even if the entire rest of the bank is fucking robbed.
Yeah, you can tell he wasn't that worried about the robbery until he found out it was that bank or whatever. Because like he finds out that it's that bank that's getting robbed, and he like he sinks down in his chair and like he's like, oh shit.
Yeah, because he's like, his whatever comes in like, oh, one of our branches is being robbed. He's like, oh my, like, you know, and he's kind of like, oh, okay. He's like, which one? And then she says it, and he's like, come again. Like he wanted to make sure he heard the right thing, and he's like, oh, it's the one on this street and this street. And then he's like, oh, okay, thank you. And then boom, he puts a fucking call into Jodie Foster's character. So you know there's like some shit up that goes like just beyond whatever this bank heist. Like, yeah, I don't think they're just there for money, obviously. I think they kind of established that pretty soon. Yeah. All right. So, you know, this is your first time guys seeing it. What were kind of, I don't know, your impressions about it?
It was pretty good. It's hard to live up to my favorite bank heist movie of all time, Dog Day Afternoon.
Okay.
Which they even reference in this.
They did reference
How
it.
could you
I
not?
was like, hell yeah.
It was New York, right?
New York as well.
bank
yeah.
robbery.
I was reading in here that Spike Lee made like all the actors watch the movie in preparation for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
okay, that's pretty
you
cool,
know.
actually. Yeah.
'Cause it's a bank heist movie where they're negotiating with the bank robbers. That's kind of like the whole meat of the
Right.
movie.
Yeah. Dog Day is crazy because that's based on a true story of a man who wanted to fund his partner's transition surgery. Right, that's the fucking plot of the movie essentially. Yeah, that's a wild movie. That is a fucking fantastic bank heist movie though, or a hostage movie, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
That role definitely set Al Pacino up to do Jack and Jill later on.
Oh my god, dude, the direct timeline the timeline of events that led from Dog Day Afternoon to fucking Jack and Jill.
He's a certified ally. All right.
I just see like Charlie from It's Always Sunny when he has like the cork board and just like pieces of string and like pictures everywhere. Like, that's you with fucking Dog Day to fucking Jack and Jill. Pepe Sylvia.
Isn't that Pepe Sylvia? The whole when he's freaking out, Pepe Sylvia.
Like Charlie's
I don't know
character,
actors.
or what do you mean?
Yeah, and It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
That's the whole Pepe Sylvia thing, right?
Honestly,
He's in the mail room and he's freaking out because he
he's in
can't
the mail
read.
room. Yeah.
Because he can't read, he keeps seeing Pennsylvania on all the. And he's like, "Who's this Pepe Sylvia guy?"
Okay, yeah, that sounds fucking familiar. And obviously, with Charlie's dyslexia, I'm not even remotely surprised. Honestly.
Yeah, Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah. Oh, Brazil. That's Brazil. Yeah. Dude. Oh my fucking god.
They say it's dyslexia, but I'm pretty sure he just can't read, and he just says it's dyslexia.
Yeah, it's more illiteracy.
It's definitely not dyslexia. It's just straight up illiteracy. Yeah, you're right. Oh man, that shit's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so yeah, man. So I haven't seen. Well, I've seen a decent amount of heist movies over the years. Dog Day is fucking fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely love it. And that alone was a super interesting story. Again, because when did that take place? Like the 70s?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
75 was when the movie came out.
Okay, yeah. So that whole idea that like someone's like robbing a bank to fund a gender transition surgery, I feel like I hear that shit now. Dude. Like that would be a thing now. But in the 70s, someone's like, wait, you can transition? Like what the fuck? Like we actually had that technology.
Very progressive for the 70s.
It's a very I'm honestly surprised that Al Pacino was willing to play a gay man. I don't know. There's something about it. I feel like he just wouldn't really do that.
Well, he played a gay man in Cruising as well.
Oh, that's right. Fuck, never mind.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you're right.
He is kind of weird with that. He's cool with playing those like manly gay guys apparently. Hoo-ah.
Yeah. It's so weird because like his character, I don't know if it's because he's so short, but I never thought of his character as manly. He's just kind of fucking crazy. Like his character, Sydney, right? Or no, what's his character's name?
Sonny.
Sonny. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, as far as high school movies go, like I love this. I mean, Inside Man, Dog Day, The Town.
Yeah. What'd you think of Stockholm? We just watched that one not too long ago.
Stockholm was a cool. Yeah, see, I like that one because it's again. Well, that's also based on a really insane true story or whatever. But something about a heist movie being a comedy just makes it like a little bit. It makes it different. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because most heist movies are obviously like very serious or either action oriented or very like suspenseful. But something like Stockholm, it was actually pretty funny. And yeah, so I don't know. This is up there for me. Damn, but is Dog Day the best heist movie I've ever seen? Probably, but I think Inside Man just like kind of holds like a place in my brain just because I mean I watched it when I was a kid and I just remember thinking, whoa, wait, what the fuck? How do you do that? And then I was really just thinking about how like intricate this plan was and everything. So I don't know. This is up there for me. Maybe we got to watch more heist movies, or I got to watch more heist movies. But I really liked it. I thought it was great. I thought it was It was just seeing the whole thing unfold was so satisfying. Honestly,
Right off the bat, one of the first scenes is the main character looking at the camera and he's like basically saying, so we're about to do a bank heist. Like he's like letting you know the movie's gonna be about a bank heist, kind of.
Okay.
He's like setting up the plan.
I thought like he's like a Twitch streamer or something. Like, hey guys, like I'm about to fucking rob this bank.
Welcome to my channel.
Yeah,
We're about
It was probably like some police interrogation. I don't know why he's recording himself. technically. I guess he's probably like in his like bunker hiding out, recording himself. But
yeah, that part was never really answered.
That part didn't make sense because the rest of them they make sense because all the other people that were getting interviewed, they were like all like caught or whatever when they came out of the bank.
Part of the interrogation.
Yeah, but he never was caught. So
maybe some criminals just like leaving little pieces of evidence because they're just crazy like that.
Right?
So they just
He
record
was making
themselves.
YouTube videos, my vlogs.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was like a backup of like just in case this like really is like a shit detective or something, and he didn't put the mystery of the ring together. So he's like, I'm gonna just send a video to this guy explaining exactly what fucking unfolded here.
Gotta love a bank heist movie though, honestly.
Yeah,
this movie lets you know.
Love a good heist movie, man. And then I love this because we get so much. Obviously, most of the perspective we get from Denzel and the detective's character, but so much of it we see like actually inside the bank and what's going on, and you see how just all the different things that they do to make sure that no one understands what's really going on, like how they keep pretending that they are hostages and moving them like between rooms and stuff, and just all
them all wear similar outfits and stuff.
Yeah, like the whole like making everyone wear painters outfits, moving everyone around, obviously threatening people that need to be threatened or whatever. Yeah, there was just so much going on, and it was just fun to watch the whole thing. And then, man, I remember Willem Dafoe's also in it, who's also, I mean, he's fucking great in everything he does. But this is like kind of like a basic role, I guess. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah, honestly, when you just mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, he was in that movie. We just watched the movie, and I forgot he was in it.
Yeah,
it was minor role,
like
side role. It wasn't
chief or sheriff
New
or whatever
York
he was.
detective. Like, well, like that dude, Denzel came in and he was his boss.
He was their boss,
so
right.
yeah, so he was just kind of your, I don't know, maybe he was like a lieutenant or sergeant or something, but he wasn't anything high up by any means.
I feel like you could have cut his character out of the movie and it wouldn't have suffered at all.
Yeah, I don't know if they just needed like another name or something, but it's not a memorable role by any means. It's just
it's fine.
It's like a solid role, I guess. But I love the kind of back and forth how we saw between the actual bank robbery itself and then obviously afterwards, because everyone who was in the bank was being interviewed.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't see everyone's interview, but we see a decent amount of interviews. Probably like 12 people. I don't know. They said 50, but I think there's really only like 30 in there or something like that.
Yeah, you heard conflicting numbers: 30, 40, 50 people. But
yeah, the whole back and forth, I like that. But it does mean that you definitely do have to pay like attention more than your average movie, because there's a lot of back and forth going on. And then the end is just, it's not super straightforward. So yeah, if you're gonna watch this movie, make sure you're really paying attention, because I feel like you can get lost kind of quick.
There was one part where I was lost with, which is at the very end of the movie, which I don't know if it's time to get into the spoilery like part of like what happens at the end.
I think we get into it a little bit, but
it's like the bank robbers end up leaving and getting away. But I didn't really understand how that worked necessarily, because they get like they leave while the detectives are coming in, or the main guy leaves while the detectives are coming in the building.
Well, that's one guy,
right? The main guy.
Yeah, remember that's a week after the bank robbery. Yeah.
How did he get back in the building?
Who got back in the building?
The main bank robber.
No, they built like a fake wall in that storage room.
You like missed the whole.
And then they just went back into it a week later?
No, he stayed in there. He never left the building the first time.
Yeah.
So when the whole...
So when the detectives were searching, they like never found that hole in the back? Right?
No, remember.
It was a fake wall. They like made this whole
It was just
wall.
covered by boxes or whatever.
And the whole like storage
there was,
rack.
like, the whole like shelving unit.
Yeah, and then he had a little like trap door that he can get into this little...
Right, the trap door, but then the police never found it, apparently.
Yeah, because there was no reason. There was no reason to look there, right? Honestly, because it's just like, oh, here's a storage room that we found the bag of clothes, and then that's about it.
How did the other three guys leave and they get in the car and stuff?
They left with the hostages.
Yeah, they all, because everybody's wearing the painter suits and they everything, so they kind of just mixed in with them.
Interrogated, I think, too.
Yeah, and because remember, like he's talking to his like chief or whatever, and he keeps asking like, well, there's literally nothing that we know definitively except that all these people were in the bank essentially, and that makes Prince pointless, because it's like, yeah, they were there, and then that's it. Like there was nothing that they could prove because every time they asked a hostage about something, there'd be 2 hostages that could back up that story, but then there's 3 other hostages who would have like conflicting whatever information.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no way that they could prove who was who, you know, between robber and between fucking hostage, essentially.
Because I just didn't realize that he was hiding in there for a week, like just like waiting.
Yeah,
for
I
an
mean,
entire
they
week.
literally built a whole fake
Right.
wall, and they thought like that because they were like busting through fucking like cement and brick and shit or whatever.
Right. I know. I remember all that, and then the police never found it or anything. So
Yeah,
I was
there
like,
was
oh,
always
they must have gone through like a tunnel or something that he
Yeah,
built.
they, yeah,
so
they
I
had
don't
no
know.
idea. Yeah, they literally had no idea how you could have gotten out of there. Yeah, because I think they also said they never found the 357 Magnum or whatever.
Right. Yeah. The guy that pulled out the gun at the very beginning to the first cop that kind of arrived on the scene. They never found that gun.
With the Russian accent.
Did we even get a name for that? Oh yeah, he says my name is Russell, right? Yeah, Russell. Oh no, wait, no. I swear I'm trying to remember fucking Clive Owen's character's name, and I want to say he named himself Russell or something like that. Because I think that's the only time we hear it is when he introduces himself.
Dalton Russell,
right? Oh yeah, you're right. It's right there. Opportunity to play either. Oh yeah, Dalton Russell. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. See, I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, we only hear his name twice, I think, so it's kind of easy to forget. But yeah, man, I thought there were so many, not like red herrings, but there was like so many little things where I'm like, wow, they're doing so much shit to like throw the police off. Like how they had that like Albanian president's like speeches like playing over and over again or whatever.
Yeah.
And they couldn't even fucking figure out what language it was in the beginning. They're like, one guy just immediately goes like, oh, it's goddamn Russian or whatever. And then they get some actual Russian, like, yeah, no, that's not Russian at all. It's like Central European or whatever. And then, so I was like, oh, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. I was just like playing a fucking ex-Albanian president's speeches to just have them go like, who is this guy? What the fuck is he saying? Why is he saying it? And then leading into the whole, well, I guess it's later revealed because they send a message in this kind of like safe. I don't know. I don't think it was a safety deposit box. I don't know what that thing was where they send like their demands or whatever. It wasn't until the end of the movie that we fucking figured out that they actually bugged that, so they were listening to the cops' plans the entire time. And I don't know, man. These like obviously aren't your average bank robbers by any fucking means. And I just wonder if these guys are like career criminals or is this just, I don't know, some very intelligent, like highly motivated individuals who are like, boom, 1 score, guys, and then we're done. We can fucking retire and, you know, drink pina coladas or whatever, you know. But yeah, man, I thought, yeah, I was pretty entertained throughout the whole movie, man. I like
a Nico alert.
Oh yeah,
the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was pretty entertained throughout the whole movie. It kind of had me going like, oh, how's he gonna get out of this? You know, how's he gonna get out of this? And I mean, I guess you really don't know if he's gonna get out of it until the very end, even though he's like recording himself in the beginning and that like why he did what he did. I guess that could kind of give away that he is gonna get away with it. But I mean, I guess the point is, you know, how do you know, right? Like, or I guess it's not if he does, it's how he does it. That makes it so interesting. Well, almost kind of reminds me of Double Indemnity, how it starts with like the confession. Essentially,
okay. Yeah. Definitely took got some inspiration from that movie, I'm assuming, probably.
Yeah, I think Double Indemnity really started a lot of movie tropes and stuff like that, and that's probably one of them. Just starting with the confession and then circling back around to when the confession is being made or whatever. So I could definitely see that they got that from this. Yeah, man, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, was there anything about the movie that bugged you, or was it just like,
not really? I liked it.
That, like, I don't know, maybe like didn't make that much sense, or like I don't know about that.
I thought it like I guess the fact that the police like looked through the whole area and missed that like cardboard back wall and didn't like see that or anything. I guess that's kind of strange a little bit.
Well, how would they see it? Like,
by looking. Because it's pretty clear, like once you move the boxes out of the way, that it's
but why would you move the boxes out of the way?
see what was stolen. I don't know. Take inventory to see like
in the supply room, of a bank.
Sure.
Yeah.
So they robbed the bank to steal some.
And plus, also
Xerox copy. I don't even know.
There's also some moments where like the police were like really messing with the evidence and stuff. Like they would like just grab like a ring and like put it on their finger or whatever. Like they're definitely messing with the evidence. So if they were like working on the O.J. Simpson trial, they definitely
would have got him off or whatever.
No, because that's why O.J. Simpson got off is because the police like fucked up the evidence so bad. So they're like, oh well, you fucked up the case, so therefore like O.J.'s innocent.
Yeah, I actually never seen why he got away with it or whatever.
Because the glove didn't fit.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was the whole. Wasn't that the entire cornerstone of the case? The glove and it didn't fit.
I don't know.
No,
I'm kidding, dude. Jesus.
It would have been like one day.
No, yeah, I honestly never really like looked that much deep into the OJ case. I remember people were obviously shocked that he got away with it, so I was like, oh damn, I guess people really thought, that he was gonna go to jail or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly,
but it's definitely, this movie made me think of Die Hard and Dog Day. Obviously, those are the two movies I thought of the most, because Die Hard, it's like they're all in a building the whole time and like
it has to do with
hostage situation. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, I was trying to think of the Die Hard motif, and I was like, oh yeah, it kind of really does take place. Almost the entire movie takes place in this one building.
Yeah.
Until like you see like the detectives going to whatever, like,
in the
different buildings.
Mm-hmm. The baddie's name, or the baddie, reminded me of Hans Gruber a little bit with how cool he was. He was like the cool like bank robber. Yeah. Kind of a similar vibe.
European.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Clive Owen, like, man, him as a criminal, bro. He probably was just a con artist at one point, because the way he was just so smooth and just never felt threatened at any point. I don't know, like, and I think he, yeah, this dude definitely has some experience, because Denzel's character, he said something about, they know everything we're gonna do, and it seems like they had the playbook that we use in these situations. So they definitely knew everything that the police were gonna do, essentially. I mean, besides the recording device, they probably already had some prior knowledge about police procedure when it comes to hostage negotiations and bank robberies and just stuff like that. But I love that. Like, I mean, obviously this is like whatever. It's not a comedy by any means, but there was like little bits and pieces here and there that were actually like really funny. Dude, I just love that they couldn't stop staring at that one hostage's like tits the entire time.
Right.
It's just like someone's like, "Oh yeah, I remember her," and it's like, "Oh yeah, why is that?" He's like, "Great tits," and then you see them interviewing her, and they just kept like looking down, and fucking Chiwetel's character just really just could not stop staring at one point. I don't think he broke eye contact with her fucking tits at one point. So yeah, I don't know. And then like when they're like not negotiating, but interviewing the hostages, and they keep doing this thing where like, "You sure you didn't rob the bank or whatever?" Just I don't know. They're trying to hit him with like a trick question and be like you never stole anything in your life or something, not even $1, not even a nickel or whatever. And I don't know, that's just them being funny, or they thought they were gonna really get like a toss-up answer or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. The interview scenes were pretty entertaining.
They had an interesting hue to them. It looked like it was filmed in the Matrix or something. It had this like greenish,
yeah, it had a weird greenish,
creamy like look to the lighting.
Oh, during the interview scenes. Yeah. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah,
it was a cool look.
Yeah.
Very 2000s. This movie actually had a lot of 2000s aesthetic all over it.
The PSP, bro.
The PSP, right? Yeah, true.
I don't remember when the PSP launched, but it was definitely like a hot item at that
around this time, around 2006.
Yeah,
2005,
right?
2006.
Yeah.
The title sequence reminded me of something in like Spider-Man or Spy Kids or something from that era.
Oh my god, it really does have a Spider-Man-esque fucking whatever.
The intro credits, it had this. It was this weird like metallic font, and it just screamed like mid 2000s.
But I'd say the rest of the movie wasn't dated or anything.
No,
it's a very
Yeah, it was a fine
kind of movie.
action heist movie.
Yeah. I think the only other things that kind of date it is, I mean, besides the PSP, everyone's cell phone was either a flip phone or it was almost like, what do they used to call them? PDAs or whatever, like personal digital assistant. Because I was looking at Denzel's phone, and I was like, it didn't look like a touchscreen. It looked like one of those old ones,
like a BlackBerry,
like a stylus, you know,
Yeah.
like something like. So it looked more like a PDA than a cell phone, but it was a cell phone.
It had to be a BlackBerry. I feel like that era.
I was looking for the
like,
BlackBerry symbol and I didn't see it, so I think it was someone else who tried to make one. But yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot of things that date this movie. I was trying to think. I was like, did I see a payphone being used at some point? But I don't think so this time. Because we just watched The Wrestler. And
yeah, he uses the payphone on The Wrestler.
yeah, even though that was like set in like 2008, 2009, he still found that one payphone that still works in fucking New Jersey or whatever. But yeah, I think, I don't want to say this movie's going to stand the test of time, but by any means, but it's, I don't think it's dated at all. I think, yeah, it's just such a solid heist movie, man. And at the end, when you kind of see the whole thing just being unfolded, and then I did love Denzel's character, even though again it's just basically Denzel always playing himself. I love when he thought he was finally gonna get the upper hand on Clive Owen's character, and he just like grabs him, takes him down the stairs with him, and he thought like, oh, this is it or whatever, and then he gets
mine now, punk. Yeah. I got you.
And then obviously that didn't fucking work out, but I like how there was this even contingency plan where they're just like, well, because they didn't want to kill anyone, obviously, like, but we might have to fake murder someone. So they quote unquote live execute someone. They're like, oh, like, can you see us in your cameras or whatever? And then just fucking, I thought that shit was badass, honestly. You can see like how everyone's fucking freaking out, including Denzel's character. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Well, I think you guys aren't the violent type. You're not going to kill anybody.
He's like, oh yeah,
kill someone.
Watch me.
And they all believe it too. They all like, they're not even like, they could have just been a dummy. They're like, oh my god, he killed somebody.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I thought, yeah, I was like, damn, how many contingency plans did this guy have? But
there were two planned out. That's why, like that. That'd probably be my biggest like, gripe against the movie, I guess. My biggest thing I did not like about it was just that they were way too like perfectly planned out of a plan.
Okay.
Like any hiccup, they knew exactly how to fix it right then.
Yeah, I will say, I guess there had to be a point where they might have to fix someone's murder, because again, you're holding hostages, right? Like, you have to prove that you're not afraid to kill the hostage. Like, that's what every fucking hostage taker needs to do. They need to prove that they will do it if need be.
Yeah, so any hostage people out there, if you ever want to take a hostage, make sure you kill one of them. So you really know. So that way they really know.
Is that one of those things you can't say or whatever? Like in the Whitest Kids, you know, like, I can't tell you not to kill the president at this address or whatever.
Now. I thought him tackling Clive's character, whatever his name is, to the floor and going down the stairs was like actually ended up working out pretty well. Because then he realized, oh, this guy, no matter what the fuck I do, I could like punch him in the face. He's still not going to kill me, even though he probably should. So it made him realize like he's all bark, no bite.
Yeah.
So it did make him.
Yeah. It was smart on Denzel's character for sure to kind of that was the moment where he realized like, okay, they're not the dangerous type. Like, they're not just murderers.
But then it was like 2 minutes after that, you see the fake execution, and they're like, "Oh shit, these guys aren't killers."
They believe it. Yeah.
That shows the genius of Dalton, because maybe he realized that's why Denzel's character did it, and he was like, "Okay, no, we gotta show them that we are a force to be reckoned with." So it was just genius on both parts.
Or you heard him go into the mobile bus unit thing, and be like, these guys aren't killers, and then they heard him on the bug.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Could be.
That bug fucked him up like a lot.
What?
Yeah,
the bug.
The bug. Yeah.
That fucked him up a lot.
And he didn't even realize they had a bug for a movie.
Bro, right. Honestly, that was so dumb on the again, police aren't the smartest people. Like, that was so dumb on their part. Where like, we took in this item from the fucking hostage takers or whatever. You never at once thought it could possibly be bugged. Like, I don't know.
Right.
It was a really dumb move on their part.
At first, so it's a Sikh guy wearing this device, and at first they think it's a bomb because he's a Sikh, and they're like, "Oh, Muslim, like Sikh, terrorist or whatever." Because it's that time, you know, it's like 5-6 years after 9/11.
Yeah.
And then they immediately like take this device and just like have him carry it over to like the hood of the car, and then it just places there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I thought this was the bomb.
Police
dude.
officers. Yeah.
And get the dog out at least and give it a sniff. We always saw those beepers blow up. Come on. I don't even know one of those.
I 100% believe that is how New York cops would react to a guy in a turban like coming out with something strapped to him or whatever. Arab or whatever. He's like, I'm Sikh. He's like, I don't care.
It was New York anyway.
I'm sick and tired of these.
Yeah,
mid 2000s was a wild time for the United States, man.
I love how he was like, I can't go anywhere without being harassed. Like, I'm gonna be harassed at the bank or whatever. He's like, I go on a plane, I get randomly selected, and then Denzel, he's like, yeah, but I bet it's easy to hail a cab. He's like, yeah, I guess there's some benefits. So I don't know. His character was fucking funny in this movie. Yeah, I don't know. I just remember thinking about how the cops were reacting, and then how Willem Dafoe's character was fucking gaslighting him into thinking that that's not what happened, because he's like, someone called me an Arab, like they just kept yelling Arab, maybe terrorist or something. He's like, no, you misheard that. He's like, that's not what happened at all. He's just like, you're disoriented, you're confused.
There's a lot of commotion.
You got this adrenaline going. My guys wouldn't do that or something like that. I was like, bro, this guy's trying to fucking gaslight him so hard so he doesn't fucking sue the city for, whatever, claiming this hostage is a fucking terrorist. So I was like, oh, fucking Willem Dafoe, dude. That shit was fucking great. So did you guys, well, I guess he kind of explains it early about why that box or whatever is so important, but I really didn't think it was going to go into this whole Nazi motif, I guess, well, I guess he wasn't a Nazi, but he just did a lot of business with Nazis, essentially.
Yeah, the owner of the bank,
Christopher Plummer's
character, he had a safety deposit box inside the bank, which held something that we still don't fully hear. I guess it was just diamonds, right?
Yeah,
diamonds,
so there was diamonds, there was the ring.
A ring, yeah.
And then there was like pictures. So one of them of like a Nazi flag, essentially.
And at first he really just admits that it's something that's going to get people like talking, or it's something like that.
Yeah, he said something about like, I don't think he said my reputation will be ruined. He's like, but it's basically over if people find out what what's in that box. He even goes into the whole thing about I've done a lot in my life to try to basically wash away my sins or whatever. I think you see that later, right? You see like him shaking hands with like world leaders and all these like accolades for humanitarian efforts and stuff. Yeah, so the dude was an American businessman who did business with Nazis because, they're basically an easy client to work with at that point.
I mean, who wasn't doing business with the Nazis back then?
Yeah. Was it IBM fucking working with Nazis or some
probably.
shit like that?
I mean, Coca-Cola made Fanta so that they could sell their product to the Nazis.
Well, they got separated because like they had Coca-Cola plants in Europe, and then they had to separate during the war. So they couldn't keep making Coca-Cola, but they had the ingredients to try something new, and that's how Fanta got invented.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of companies were still operating in Europe, war-torn Europe, including Germany, because even though they were becoming a fascistic dictatorship, it wasn't until I don't know how long that people found out that, the whole genocide thing was happening. Yeah, so this is just another businessman who saw his opportunity to get a leg up on the world, essentially, and he thought, some people were gonna have to pay a price, and those people were the Jewish people, and yeah, man. So I guess he wasn't a Nazi; he just did work with Nazis. Is kind of what I understood from his whole story or whatever.
He was a Nazi sympathizer.
Yeah.
When there's blood in the streets, buy real estate.
Buy real estate. That was a really cold line, honestly. I was like, damn, that's fucking grim, but it was pretty cool. I like the delivery of that line.
That is pretty much what all like S&P 500 companies kind of do a little bit. And they even make that point that like what this guy did working with the Nazis isn't like that much different than like what tons of other billionaires have done in the past. Like George Soros. I hate to make this political, but one of his main criticisms is that back in the day, I think he's Hungarian. I want to say, but he worked with the Nazis.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's kind of how he made his fortune or whatever, right? He did a lot of negotiations with them. The one part of the story that I kind of always get iffy on when it comes to Christopher Plummer's character, it was the story of the ring, because I know he said it belonged to like a French Jewish family or something like that.
Yeah, a Parisian woman. Or something.
Yeah, but I don't remember how he said how he got it. Like, did he say he gave them up?
It was confiscated by the Nazis when they went to concentration camps, and the family never returned. They were all killed there, but I don't know how he specifically got in possession of it.
Oh, okay.
That's how it went from owner to the Nazis.
Yeah.
Because the concentration camps.
Oh, okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they never get super into specifics about like what his dealings were with the Nazis, but
yeah,
maybe he like sold out some Jewish people or something and then got paid for it.
It's hard to imagine he didn't make money by not selling them out. You know? He definitely did probably something along those lines. I want to say he did mention something about that he sold out some people, but
hey, he didn't sell out. He bought in. All right,
bought in. It's a Nazi.
Yeah,
it's a Nazism.
He bought low, then he sold high into Nazism. That's how you do it.
Like, he's one of the few. I don't know how many people got rich after World War II, but he's definitely one of them. Apparently,
it wasn't personal. It's just business. All right,
business, guys. Nazi gold, dude. That's what I thought we were gonna find in there. Nazi gold, or whatever. Because I don't think they really had diamonds. Those diamonds probably
Holocaust
belong.
diamonds.
Yeah, I don't know what the diamonds are about.
They gave out rings at the Holocaust. I don't know if you guys remember where that's from.
Is that Hangover?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. But fucking, man, Christopher Plummer's character. It's funny because then I think about him and the girl with the dragon tattoo and how he's ashamed of the Nazi dealings or like all the Nazis in his family.
Right. Yeah.
And then, that came out after. But yeah, he went from Nazi businessman to I hate the Nazis or whatever.
Would you say that his character is an evil character at the end of this, or do you subscribe to the capitalist belief that like a dollar's a dollar, baby?
Business is just business.
Business is business.
Yeah.
Let bygones be bygones.
It would have been, but I'm pretty sure he sold out a few Jews or whatever.
And he gave a few $1,000s to the ADL and was like, okay, I'm forgiven now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw him shaking hands with like all these different like world leaders or whatever. So it seems. I mean, obviously, I don't think he had any real remorse because, I mean, he kept those diamonds. He kept like fucking proof that he did business. Like, he didn't just keep diamonds. He had a fucking burnt up photo of a Nazi flag. Like, I don't know. I've always heard this thing that like, yeah, like criminals have like a tough time like going of their past. Like they always keep something. So I guess it's pretty on brand for criminals in general.
The memorabilia.
Yeah, he's just a history collector.
It's a tchotchke, bro. It's a Nazi tchotchke.
Nazi tchotchke. So who is the inside man, do you think?
It's called Inside Man because because Clive Owen's character stays inside the walls for a fucking week.
Whoa! It's called Inside Man because he kicks his boot so far up his butt, he's inside the man.
Yeah. Oh, boom! There you go.
They make a joke like that.
RJ had several guesses on who the Inside Man was. He thought it was the kid with the PSP.
I swear it's still the PSP kid.
He's getting you text from Vladimir Putin.
Why do you think the main criminal, the main hot bank robber, was like so cool with them? They made a secret plan right there, you know. I'm gonna hide some shit in your PSP, okay?
I know, right? And I was just like, "Dad, there's something on that PSP for sure." Bro, I love when
secret launch codes.
I love when movies and TV shows make like fake video games for their like movie or TV show, because that definitely was not a real fucking game.
Dude, no way. Dude, that was
funny.
like a bad 2000s animation.
Yeah.
Like
it's like a fake GTA clone or whatever, and it's just like he's just punching this person over and over
like
again,
a GTA clone that
face.
would run on a PSP. It'd be like a GTA clone that would like run on a DS or something.
Right.
Like, it looked really bad. It more looked like a State of Emergency on the PS2, but Yeah, man. I don't know. He was cool with the kid. Like, I love how like Clive like tried to show that his character's like, I don't know, not that bad of a guy or whatever. But you know, whatever. He's still a bank robber. He's still just. I guess he's just really. That dude was in on it, right? That dude that he just like beat the shit out of in the beginning.
I guess so, huh?
I think I'm trying to remember
the one that didn't wear the mask.
Like he's like all. No, not that one, because he was definitely in on it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's no, I was thinking about like the guy with the cell phone. The guy with the cell phone who had it in his office or whatever.
He was the.
He wasn't in the car.
No, he was the bank manager.
Yeah,
like
right?
he was not part of the end crew. No, at the end crew, it was the one chick. It was one of the chicks. It was the guy that played Ziggy.
The other big titty girl.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It was the guy that played Ziggy in The Wire. It was one of the Hasidic Jews guys.
Yeah.
And then just some other
like a customer,
just some other dude that normal looking dude.
We barely ever saw him or anything. Okay, I couldn't remember if we saw that other guy, like the one who was like with the like fucked up face that he kind of like beats at the beginning. Because I wouldn't be surprised if obviously the bank manager was in on it. Because I mean, they needed to know like bank procedure, you know, the rooms, like the schedules, blah blah blah, and everything like that. So I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I guess I don't remember him being in the car. But I love that because I was trying to figure out the whole like Nazi motif or whatever. Where I'm just like, how did this guy find out about, you know, Christopher Plummer's character having these Nazi diamonds, whatever, and he did business with the Nazis. And then at the very end, when you see them getting away, you see that the Hasidic Jews in the car with them, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that kind of does explain it. Like, I don't know how this dude knew, but clearly knew, and he wanted revenge somehow on this.
I think he was one in on it. Yeah, the Jewish guy was the one who set up the plan.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's the one who. I think he's the one who brought it to them. You know, be like, look, there's diamonds, there's this and this safety deposit box, and you can have it all. Like, I just want whatever.
You have my sister's ring.
Yeah, it's probably related.
Yeah, so because I remember seeing the Hasidic Jew in the bank in the like opening scene or one of the opening scenes, and I was just thinking like, oh, okay. And then I was thinking like, a customer had to be in on it because I always feel like in a lot of heist stuff, there's always someone planted in there that.
Especially when the movie is called Inside Man.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like really baiting you with that a little bit.
Yeah, they wanted us to really figure out like who was the Inside Man.
Yeah, there was 3 of them or 4. 3. Three Inside Men.
Inside Men apparently is. Oh, but then that sounds
and
like
Woman.
But that sounds like you're inside men. You know,
that's the porno remake.
Yeah.
The parody is Inside Men.
It's Tobias Funke's self-help book, The Man Inside of Me.
Yeah, this is a very good New York movie too. Like especially the opening shots. It's all just like going down the Washington Bridge. Like look at the Empire State Building. It's like just good New York.
Yeah.
That was all they really showcased of New York though. After that, it's literally just the
on
bank
that street
and the street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True.
I thought the very New York thing about it was, well, one, like I don't know what fucking building that Jodie Foster's character goes to, but I like how she has to walk through a bathroom to go to a secret barbershop in the back. So I don't know what, that was pretty New York. And then like,
it was the secret tunnels that the Jewish guys were making months ago.
The movie was trying to warn us. Like, there's secret tunnels.
Spike Lee was on something, man.
Yeah. I remember I love the conversation when they were arguing about because he gives them that riddle or whatever, and it's like, oh, a train going through Grand Central Station or something like that.
Yeah.
How much is a weigh or whatever? And it's like, oh, they weigh the same or whatever. And then they start arguing about the difference between Grand Central Station and Grand Central Terminal or whatever.
And he's like, no trains go through Grand Station Terminal. It's the end of the route.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And I was like, that's the most New York thing ever. They're fucking arguing about where the trains go. I thought that was fucking funny. And then I remember I also made a joke about the whole, because you know they demanded food and they got them pizzas, and I was just thinking like, you know, there was definitely a conversation like, where do we get the pizzas from? And they're like, oh, Venezio's is pretty good. Like, oh, fuck Venezio's, man. You got to go to Mike's or something. I don't know, something like that.
Give these assholes a deep dish. Yeah. Really psyop them a little bit.
Yeah, get them a gluten-free, no cheese, extra sauce. Just give them the worst pizzas ever.
Give them Domino's.
Oh my god, Sbarro's is that's what you said, Billy, right?
Sbarro's, real New York pizza.
A real New York slice. Yeah. And I just I don't know. There's just like certain like New York elements to it. The conversations. I love they get the construction worker who tells him like, oh, it's Albania or whatever. He's like, all right, you sit right there. He's like, oh, not again. Like, that dude has a fucking criminal past or fucking at least has had 1 or 2 run-ins with the cops. And dude, the fucking Albanian girl who leveraged her help with fucking parking tickets. And you saw that bag, dude. That shit was filled with parking tickets. I was like, damn, dude, this girl probably saved like thousands or tens of thousands of dollars on parking tickets just like in one translation, like boom, like that.
And try to use that move in the future, like try to get some information.
Yeah, she's just like, I helped that hostage negotiator one time, and I was like, bitch, that was like 20 years ago, and technically nothing was stolen. So I don't know what you think you're gonna fucking use with that.
I'm not sure if you guys know this, but you could also just never pay the ticket. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, until you have a fucking warrant out for your arrest. And they suspend your license too.
Right, yeah, suspended license too.
That's a big one.
Yeah, true.
Man, I just remember thinking, I mean, just towards the end of the movie when we finally see basically everyone gets away with it, and you see Clive Owen's character back in the wall or whatever, and he's giving his little monologue about there's a difference between a prison cell and being, stuck in a confined space or whatever. And you see him, moving, busting open the wall, moving the boxes, and you're like, holy shit, he never left the bank. And he was telling us too, he fucking foreshadowed it where he's just like, I'm gonna walk out the front door when I'm good and ready. And then I really thought the kind of like the cherry on top of this fucking heist was when Denzel's character comes back to the bank for whatever, or to open the safety deposit box, and then he bumps into him, and he's like, "Oh, my bad." And then later we see that he snuck in a fucking diamond into Denzel's pocket.
Yeah, that was a little like,
I thought that was cool, honestly, because because I guess it doesn't matter at that point, right? He's just like I'm just letting you know I did get away with it. Like I walked out of the bank and you bumped into me and you still couldn't fucking stop me. Like it's kind of like the ultimate fuck you to fucking Denzel's character,
right? Yeah,
from Dalton. Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought that whole thing was sick, and then the ending when they finally confront Christopher Plummer's character about, like, oh, I think this is why he did this or whatever. And I kind of wish we saw him get busted, but we don't really see that. We did see Denzel got the promotion he deserved or whatever. He's like first class detective or something. First
grade detective.
First grade detective, yeah. Which, I mean, I don't know how those rankings work, but yeah. So smart cookie, smart man, that Denzel.
It's almost like he got bribed with that job a little bit, or like it almost seemed kind of shady because it's like this lady who was helping him out gave him the job or whatever behind the scenes. It's
well, she basically promised him the promotion as long as he helps her like get into the bank and stuff like that. But then he's also not done because he was recording her the entire time, and I was just
like, this James Bond pen.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Jodie get on Amazon in 2006.
Dude, the mention of Amazon in 2006.
It wasn't just buying a book; it was buying an actual product.
Yeah, like a weird product.
Yeah, I definitely would. Like, I don't even think I really heard about Amazon in 2006, man. Like,
dude, it wasn't until like 2012, 2013 that I finally actually like used Amazon for something.
Okay, yeah. I honestly don't even remember when I first started actually hearing about people using Amazon, but. Yeah, man. So mention of Amazon in 2006, that's fucking crazy. That's like when I watched that fucking YouTube video about if Google was a real person, and there's that guy like making a Bitcoin reference in like 2012, 2013.
Right, yeah.
That's not even the beginning of Bitcoin. Like it was already getting popular, but still, like if you got in at Bitcoin in fucking 2012, like you'd be looking pretty nice right now. I guess what I'm trying to say.
But like most okay,
I don't know why Bentley just raised his hand.
Mr. Cryptocurrency over there.
I don't know why Bentley just raised his hand. But
all the Bitcoin wallets from back in the day,
blockchain, cold chain,
got like deleted. So a lot of like the people who like had Bitcoin poof, gone.
Why'd it get deleted?
It's like just a lot of wallets just disappeared. Like a lot of like the services that own the wallets and let you use them.
Mm-hmm.
They like just disappeared and they never existed anymore. So the one I had is gone. And then also there was that one like that Japanese one. There was like a huge scandal with the Bitcoin. Mt. Gox.
Mt. Gox. Yeah, I just watched a video on that the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like millions of dollars of Bitcoin like went away, and like they just finally did a class action lawsuit getting it back.
One of the guys. Yeah, because they, I think right now still like the 7th largest Bitcoin wallet is one that was like it was funds that was stolen from Mt. Gox, and it's been untouched since. So the person either forgot like the login or lost the hard drive that it was stored on, or he just hasn't touched it because he's afraid they're gonna track it down. Finally.
Okay, I got you.
Plus, back then people weren't holding Bitcoin. Bitcoin was like $1. It was like, who cares?
Right.
It would be ridiculous using it to buy
shit on the dark web.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That was like the point of it.
Yeah,
that was the only reason.
It was something crazy like it was like 20,000 Bitcoins stolen or something, and at the time it was worth like I don't know $50,000, but now it's like worth like 50 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing some story that one of the biggest Bitcoin wallets in the world is in just a landfill somewhere. Like someone like literally. I don't think they threw it away, but someone threw it away.
I've heard a story that like they have a certain amount of guesses for the security code, and then after 3, it just deletes, and then you can never access it again. So I think what I heard is like there's a guy out there who's stuck on the second guess, and he only has one more to use until he can never do it again. And apparently he has like millions of Bitcoin. Or millions of dollars.
Yeah, I think my thing about that is like because the Bitcoin wouldn't automatically return into the whatever, right?
Yeah, it would just poof and go away and be like a zombie Bitcoin, like you can never access again. Unless you knew the seed for the wallet, I guess.
The what?
The seed for the wallet, which is
seed,
like the password, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
A 20-word phrase that you had to put in, right? Isn't that the seed thing that you're talking about?
The words like turn into like numbers and binary, but yeah, it's.
Oh, okay. No, I know what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about like the recovery phrase or something.
Right. Those words represent like some sort of like number, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
It's pretty complicated.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what like a modern day heist is gonna look like. So it's gonna
like
just like try to
Office
steal like
Space, I guess.
I'll steal like fractions of a penny, but you know what's like is a fractions of a Bitcoin is a lot of money. You would really have to move like several decimal points for it.
It's gonna be fractions of a Dogecoin.
Yeah, watch. That's gonna be the modern. We're gonna see more modern heist movies, and it's gonna just be like trying to steal someone's fucking crypto wallet or something.
Someone's gonna try to steal NFTs just to find out they're worth nothing.
Dude, fucking.
We need an NFT black market to sell this on.
Fucking NFTs, dude. Jesus, man. I remember when that was a thing for like a minute. Is that still a thing? No, that's like done, right?
It still exists.
Still exists, yeah.
I know, but I never hear about them anymore. I feel like I never hear about like the sale of an NFT anymore.
I know like the Simpsons are doing NFTs and like WWE were doing NFTs, right? And like
Trump had an NFT.
Yeah.
NBA Trump has another NFT, I think. New trading cards.
Kevin Smith released a movie that as an NFT.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. There was something about that.
Dan Harmon had a NFT cartoon, I think. There's a whole thing. Like it was all pretty stupid though.
Oh, you know who I remember? This is gonna sound so random, but Mila Kunis has an NFT cartoon because Ashton's actually kind of like in the tech world or whatever.
Right,
He's like a big like a tech investor, and I guess he was the one who explained to her like kind of like how NFTs could work, and then they were showing like that's like kind of how it would be funded or whatever.
Maybe we should make this podcast an NFT, guys. Maybe we shouldn't.
Nobody would
Belly, I'll sell you my share of the NFT podcast.
I'll sell you my incendies for this bicycle thieves.
No, I'd rather take it on Sunday or whatever.
Our podcast is going to be paid to listen, and you have to send us cryptocurrency.
And we only take, I don't know, Bitcoin, Ethereum.
I'll take some Algorand.
Now we're really thinking about a heist.
Yeah.
Heist on the
Ripple.
people.
I know that's like a big one or whatever. Whoops. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know, man. This movie, not my favorite Denzel movie by any means. Definitely one of my more favorite Clive Owen movies, and absolutely my favorite fucking Spike Lee movie. But I don't know. I guess I should watch.
That's
more
not
of
saying
his.
much. So.
Yeah, I know. I guess I should. I still need to watch like Do the Right Thing and Malcolm X because I know those are like some of his biggest ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Black Klansman, I don't know. It was whatever. It's such an okay movie that the fact that it was nominated for an Oscar just kind of made it really sad, to be honest.
6 Oscars.
6 Oscars,
I think.
And it won for best adapted screenplay, which is nothing to scoff at. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think it's just an overall great fucking heist movie, honestly, man.
Was this script adapted from a book at all, or
I don't think so.
Does Spike Lee write his own scripts? Is he a writer as well?
I think for some of his projects,
some of them probably.
I think in the beginning of his projects more so, but later he just kind of became more of a just straight director.
Like the story for this almost seems like it was taken from maybe like a Tom Clancy kind of like spy thing, you know?
Yeah, I guess so in the sense that I mean, again, it's not a spy thriller, obviously, but it's heist movies can be very suspenseful or like have the thrills, But dude, I think it's a fucking solid heist movie. I wonder where this ranks in all the heist movies that have come out.
I'd put Dog Day above this one. I'd put The Killing by Kubrick above this one.
The Killing was great. I did really like The Killing.
I like the whole horse track aspect of it. It's just kind of different.
Yeah, it's definitely a different. Yeah, that's also definitely a different heist movie. But, yeah. I mean, this definitely had its own things that made it different. Again, I love how the cops are just like, well, technically, there's no reason to investigate because no one's dead, no money was stolen or whatever. So they're kind of like, what was the point of this whole thing? Like, technically, to most of them, it wasn't a heist because that safety deposit box didn't exist. But I mean, it clearly was there, but almost no one actually knew that it was there.
What do you think his plan was with all the Nazi like memorabilia? Like, do you think he was going to go to like the newspaper and like show him? Do you think he's going to like hold it hostage and be like, "Hey, give me money, or else I'll like release this"? Like, what was the actual end goal with all that?
I thought that was because it was definitely more the Hasidic person's motif was to kind of out him as a Nazi, but I mean, I guess it's still gonna happen either way. That's kind of like what the end was showing, that they can still prove that he worked with the Nazis or whatever. But I think that's what the Hasidic character was gonna go for. Like, he just wanted to ruin his life because he was a fucking Nazi sympathizing douchebag or whatever. So I get it, whatever, take him down.
So they're going to take him down, I guess. So like,
I think so.
That guy's pretty much
that's
fucked
the whole thing. Yeah.
At the end of the movie.
Yeah,
because he pays Jodie Foster's character like a good sum of money to like never talk about it again.
I really wish I knew what that number was.
I know.
I'm just like, bro, like, how do you like? What's your going rate for a service like this?
Pretty meaningless when they have the information anyway. So, but he didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, all right, guys. Final thoughts on Inside Man.
Yeah, it was a fine action heist movie. Nothing too impressionable on me about it. Like, it's very fresh in our minds because we just watched it. But like, I'm trying to decide if I liked it or not.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
it wasn't bad by any means, but like, would I say it was a great movie or a good movie by any means? I don't know. I think it was just it was fine, But I'm also not big into action movies either, and I know it wasn't very heavy on the action, but
honestly, there was almost no action in it at all. Like, the most action we saw was like, well, no, it's obviously not a dream sequence, but when the police were doing their whole like possible scenario thing,
right.
That's the most action we saw, and technically that wasn't real. It was just whatever, them kind of like thinking about it, right? Like, oh, this could happen or whatever. Besides, there really was no action.
I guess I just kind of lump a lot of these types of movies into action. Like, I think big picture, it's like there's comedy, there's drama, there's like horror, there's action.
Yeah.
It's like any movie that's like a crime movie, a spy movie, even if it's not like heavy on big guns, big explosions, shooting, blah, blah, blah. It's still an action movie,
Would you call Dog Day an action movie?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, for sure. Yeah, I just looked up Inside Man real quick on Google just to see what it says, and it says crime thriller.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think Voodoo, I saw it says drama suspense, which is, I mean, right, but I think crime thriller is definitely more of a
crime thriller, and both those like subgenres, I guess I would lump into big picture action movie.
Okay,
you know,
gotcha.
it's not necessarily like a lot of action going on. Yeah, but
yeah, I guess because when I think action movie, I definitely think more. I mean, basically, if Tom Cruise is in it, and it's not, and it's not Risky Business or fucking Eyes Wide Shut or something, you know, it's probably a fucking action movie.
Yeah, I think like that. It's like there's like 4 or 5 general movie genres, and then there's kind of
like
split
subgenres
of everyone, and yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Once I see an AK-47, it's an action movie. Honestly,
even if it was plastic.
Yeah, they were plastic, huh?
Yeah, they're toy guns.
Everything was fake, dude, and everyone was safe. No one was in real harm's way.
So they could have just easily like entered the bank and taken all the hostages out, and nothing would have ever happened.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously they didn't know that.
Right.
They couldn't risk it. Yeah. What do you think, Bentley? Final thoughts on this movie?
I liked it. Like there wasn't anything like super duper memorable about it necessarily. Like nothing that like I like. Who knows what I'll be thinking about in a few weeks, but
Sure. Oh yeah.
I might like remember some scenes from this, but
yeah, this could be a movie that after a few days it sets in on me a little bit more about how much I like it. But
yeah,
it definitely like just made me think of like Dog Day watching it. And then like also like a little bit of Die Hard, I guess, which isn't when the movie makes you think about other movies, it's like it's being compared to that at that point. So I was comparing it to Dog Day. Okay. It's like I couldn't let it be its own thing, if that makes sense.
I mean, Dog Day set a pretty high bar when it comes to highest movies,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, no, for sure. I will say, I remember when I first saw this movie, I definitely the big takeaway or something that I just always thought about was basically the reveal about like how he got away with it, essentially, like, you know, putting himself inside the wall, living there for a week, and then, you know, kind of setting up Christopher Plummer's character to still be fucking caught or whatever. I just remember thinking like, oh shit, like, yeah, I remember that was like the biggest takeaway I had when I first saw this movie was just like, wow, like his escape plan was fucking simple but kind of genius. Yeah, that's like usually the one thing I think about Inside Man was just Clive Owen's character and how he just set up the whole thing.
He just camped out in a hole in the wall basically for an entire week and then walked out.
Wall. That's so crazy.
And he knew that nobody was going to be there when he walked out, I guess. Or,
yeah, that kind of was a part where I was just like, I guess you could hear to see if someone was in the room, but imagine someone just like saw you walk out and you're like in plain day clothes. It's like, bro, like, why are you just...
Someone busts out of the wall in the supply room and there's just a maintenance guy standing there like a mop. Like, okay. I didn't see anything, dude.
Give him a diamond, you know?
You see this diamond? No, you didn't. Shut up. Here you go. Boom. Walk away. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty good criminal mastermind, if I do say so myself.
And like, I feel like a movie like this, I feel like some of the hostages... This movie would have been better if some of the hostages were more characteristic, like were more like had funny kind of character quirks to them or whatever. But all the hostages were just kind of like, the old lady, the Sikh guy.
Most we got was like that old guy who was faking a heart condition or whatever, and because you don't think he is faking it until he gets let go, and then he seems perfectly fine. Like as soon as he's outside of the bank building, he's kind of yelling, but he's not like or whatever that fucking thing he was doing.
He was faking that.
Yeah, he was definitely faking that.
I don't think he was.
I think he was because like he was whatever. He's like, you know, whatever, take him outside. And then as soon as he goes outside and the cops get him, he's not like exasperating. He's not like heavy breathing or anything. He's just telling him what he saw.
He got some fresh air, you know.
Yeah. Oh man, that's all. Yeah, I mean, that's all he needed. You know, some sunlight. Yeah.
The characters were probably one of the most lacking things in this movie, in my opinion. Just like Jodie Foster's character, like, was cool, but there wasn't much to her, like in terms of depth, kind of.
Yeah.
Or like,
I just don't think they also had like the time to really go into the depth of the character because it technically doesn't really matter. Like her character is supposed to be like mysterious and aloof, and I guess it wouldn't be if they just like got her entire.
That's a good point.
Yeah. See, you kept talking about how you liked Clive Owen's character, but I thought he was pretty meh, like just kind of forgettable. honestly.
Man. I thought he was like Denzel always
cool.
has so much character.
Yeah, if anything's gonna stick out to me, like moving forward from today watching this, it was Denzel's character.
Yeah, he gets the most lines and everything, right? Like the most screen time, but yeah, dude, I don't know. Like sometimes there's a lot more to when your character does less. Like I always think about like how Anthony Hopkins won an Oscar for Silence of the Lamb, and I think he spoke less than 120 words or some shit like that. There's some like crazy number about that, but yeah, I don't know. I thought his character is exactly what he was supposed to be. He was just supposed to be this smooth criminal. Doesn't have to say much to do much. I can't not say smooth criminal and think obviously Michael Jackson. Like it's just fucking impossible.
Alien Ant Farm, okay.
or Alien Ant Farm. Yeah. Yeah, man. So I mean, I don't know. I think anyone who enjoys a good heist movie would enjoy this movie, especially when. I don't know. I was still pretty impressed by like the end reveal about like how he got away with it. I don't think anyone really saw that coming. So I don't know. I got to give it up to whoever fucking wrote this movie. I thought it was pretty well done. Like the intricacies of the plan and then the actual execution of the escape. I thought was fucking great.
This ending confused my pea little brain. Apparently,
I swear you missed the whole part of the movie when you're like. How did he get back in the bank? And
I thought like he made a tunnel and then like left the tunnel, then came back through the tunnel because like they were like making that like hole in the floor and stuff, and like I didn't expect him just to.
I think is just like because he's like, oh, that's a real shithole or whatever is like what he says. So I think that's what they were trying to say, that that's just gonna be his like
shithole
outhouse essentially.
And they never really show him hiding out that much in that little chamber or anything.
No, I mean technically the opening scene is that,
right?
You know,
right.
you see him in that room, but you don't know what that room is, right? That's the whole thing. Or you don't know. But yeah, I mean, I would just recommend this movie to anyone who loves a good heist movie. But besides that, I mean, or a good crime movie in general, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I guess I wouldn't really recommend this to anyone who just, unless you're like a big Denzel fan, I guess.
Denzel did no wrong in this movie, man. It was perfect.
He was Denzel at his Denzelius.
I don't even know Denzel Washington. I know he's like the biggest actor in the world, kind of.
I mean, at one point, definitely. Yeah. Not so much anymore, but
can't really name a movie he's in besides this one now.
Yeah, this is probably only the second movie I've seen of his.
Oh, really? I think. Remember the Titans?
No, I've never seen that.
Never seen Remember the Titans?
Yeah,
no. Shit. Okay.
I watch American Gangster. I think that's the
only right. Yeah. I mean, I've seen Man on Fire, Training Day, Remember the Titans, Two Guns. I've never seen Flight, but I do want to watch that because I've heard that was fucking awesome.
And you think he plays Denzel Washington in all his roles? Is that the kind of actor he is?
Man. Like I've seen enough of his roles where I'm just like, it seems like he's always playing himself, essentially.
Like Alec Baldwin, I guess, a little bit.
You know, I don't know.
Mark Wahlberg plays the same character. He's always just an angry guy from Boston. That's his role, or that's his character in every single role.
Yeah.
Like aside from like couple, there's probably a couple that you if you really dig through them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, it's unfortunate, but he really does essentially play like the same character in so many of his fucking roles.
Ben Affleck.
You think Ben Affleck is
sometimes
Ben Affleck?
without a Boston accent? But it's still the same. It's still the same character.
I like how that's his variation with or without Boston accent.
Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah, I want to watch Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, I've fucking seen Philadelphia. Yeah, I've heard great things about like the Pelican Brief, Crimson Tide, John Q, Antoine Fisher. Oh, Deja Vu. That was a pretty wild movie. The Manchurian Candidate. I never saw that one, but I know that one.
I watched the OG.
Oh, okay.
Frank Sinatra. Isn't he in the Manchurian Candidate?
Definitely never seen. Yeah, Frank Sinatra and other people. Angela Lansbury was like the other name I remembered right away. But yeah, I don't know, man. I it's funny because I kind of do want you guys to watch more Denzel movies, but just to see if you see what to see what I see, essentially.
I want to see what everybody else sees because I don't know. I've never seen one.
Yeah. I mean, I love Denzel. He's a fucking great actor, but the man just does not have range. And to be fair, I thought about that for a while with Robert De Niro until I saw like King of Comedy.
Yeah,
okay. And I was like,
and Cape Fear,
and then that's when I realized, oh no, this man really, he absolutely does have range.
Oh, Jack Nicholson is a fantastic actor, not a lot of range.
Yeah, he always plays like a very like manic character, like just like, kind of like a very crazy wild guy.
Talks a little bit like this sometimes.
Is that like his Joker?
Yeah,
that's his like everything. That's him doing that Batman speech from Tim Burton. You want to go nuts? Let's go nuts.
Let's go nuts.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I love Denzel, but yeah, he just doesn't have the range to be one of the best, known as one of the greatest actors in the world. But that's just my opinion. Who the fuck I know? I'm not a fucking actor. I can never be an actor.
Actors seem to love the guy. I've only heard like this the most adoration for.
Again, still love him, love his movies, but yeah, he's just not the most versatile actor.
Yeah, I'm just not well versed in his filmography. I can't really speak on it.
Again, I would like to see you guys just to be like, you know what? Yeah, I can see what you're talking about. He's kind of just plays always the same character. If it's a fucking, I mean, all he does is like dramas and actions essentially, but.
That's probably why I haven't watched a lot of his stuff. Cause I was always a comedy guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, he does do a lot of action, but he's done so much drama over the years. But yeah. All right, guys. I think that's kind of just been our final thoughts about the movie. I loved it. I'd probably give it like, I don't know, like an 8 maybe. Personally, I might change that score in like a fucking week or two to like a 7.5, but. As of now, I'd give it a solid 8.
It's pretty good. It's I'd give it like maybe a 6.5 or something. It's a pretty solid movie. I just feel like it's just lacking in characters, and that's really my main gripe with it. Me personally, I just didn't resonate with like or connect with too many of the characters, but that's just me.
For sure, RJ.
It's like a unfrosted cupcake. Not fully there, but it's not awful,
An unfrosted cupcake. Wait, was it? In the words of Jim Gaffigan, an unfrosted cupcake is just a bald muffin. It's kind of just one of his like lines.
I'd rather have a muffin than a cupcake.
Yeah,
so.
I mean
that's a hot take. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know.
I would absolutely choose a muffin over a fucking cupcake. Absolutely.
Just like I'm a pie guy.
Over cake?
Over cakes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I'll take pie over cake any day.
I feel like over the years...
Cakes are severely overrated.
Yeah.
We can go on another hour rant about talking about pastries and desserts here.
I will say, I don't think not liking cakes is a hot take because I've met so many people, including myself, who like don't really care for cake. Like, they just don't. They'd rather have so many other desserts.
Maybe that's just media trying to brainwash us.
Big cake, bro.
Big cake.
We got a cake.
Pillsbury.
Big Cake invented the birthday cake for us to sell more cake.
Yeah, before that, everybody used to serve pies.
Yeah, exactly. Birthday pie. That was very much a real fucking thing. Damn capitalism.
Yeah, with cake, dude, you got to be committed to a cake. You don't just like have a cake and like, oh, I'm just having a cake. It's like you got to be fucking like. That shit's gonna be sticking with you for hours. You're gonna be tasting that cake for hours.
So much everything, yeah, dude.
It's very indulgent for sure.
Jim Gaffigan has a whole bit about cake, and it's actually pretty good. It's actually one of his better bits. But he talks about like, he's like, if you eat a whole pizza, people would be like, wow, he's really hungry. He's like, but you eat a whole cake, they'd be like, oh, you have a problem. That's fucking true. But a whole cake is definitely way worse than a whole pizza.
Right.
There's no way it's not, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, actually. All the grease on the pizza, that adds up.
The sugar, dude.
Sugar,
sugar. Like, at least, like, I mean, cheese is okay, but it's a lot. Either way, it's a lot of carbs going either way. One's all carbs and sugar, and the other one's carbs and fat. So.
Guys ever see the picture of Johnny Cash really high eating cake in a bush?
Yeah, of course, dude. That's like one of the most iconic fucking pictures. In music history, dude. Cake pictures.
You know that like stereotypical meme where it's like, oh, you think you're cool, you'll never be as cool as blah blah blah. I always think of that picture. Like I remember seeing that meme with that picture, and that's like the meme template for that in my head.
Yeah, I've seen exactly the meme that you're talking about. Yeah, that's a good one.
Like when people talk about foods in media, they've always wanted to eat like the Krabby Patty or whatever, or the cake in Matilda or whatever. It's the Johnny Cash cake, dude. That's the one.
Matilda. You just reminded me of like from Ed and Eddie when they make those like gross ass looking burgers, but there's like they put a fucking straw in it at one point. It's like
straw in the burger.
Yeah, dude. It's like the most wild looking fucking thing they've ever made. But I think about those burgers a weird amount.
Yeah. Or the Jawbreakers. I've always wanted one of those shits.
Yeah.
I always think of the episode of Jimmy Neutron where he makes the perfect candy.
Oh, yeah. It's just like salty and crunchy,
sweet and
sour.
sour.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to try that.
Yeah.
And it always looked cool too. It looked like
It really did look like badass. Yeah.
It reminded me of a colorful like Reese's Crunch. No, what are they called? Bunch of Crunch.
Yeah. Yeah, because wasn't the whole thing like it's designed specifically to everyone's like taste buds? So like if you want something sweet, you would get something sweet, but if you wanted something more like savory, it would come out savory.
I guess.
I remember there was
It's
something
been a
about
long
that,
time
like
since
yeah,
I saw
I
that.
remember there was something
chocolatey.
about like that, yeah. But yeah, that shit was badass, honestly. Yeah. All right, guys, this has been another 3 hacks in a movie reviewing a fucking movie. This is definitely a movie. We forgot to talk about that. But
Yeah, it's definitely a movie.
Yeah, this is definitely a movie.
Yeah.
And we're definitely hacks.
Yeah,
definitely
it's
hacks.
still hacks, you know.
As evident as ever.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. I've been Emilio.
I'm Bentley.
And I'm RJ.
All right. Have a good night, y'all.
Said it this time.
You did. You didn't hoe me this time.